On May 6, 2026, I climbed Mount Chokai from the west side. Probably the north side may be the easiest to climb Mount Chokai, but the slopes on the west side were very interesting. The north face consists of a single wide open slope with simple terrain. Since the summit is visible from the trailhead of the north route, you can hike straight up to the top easily without getting lost. In contrast, the west face has complex terrain. The summit is not visible at all from the trailhead. The topography is intricate with small peaks, caldera, and lakes. To reach the summit of Mount Chokai from the west face, you must traverse across the caldera, which makes the west route slightly more challenging. However, in return, skiers can enjoy a wide variety of slopes to ski, making it a lot of fun. In order to climb Mount Chokai by way of west route, you have to come to the trailhead along the Chokai Blue Line Road. Since Chokai Blue Line Road is closed during nighttime in spring, most people park their cars at either Road Station Kisakata or Road Station Chokai Flat and come to the gate in the morning. The nighttime closure gate opens at 8 a.m., so most people come to the gate at around 7:30 a.m. Among several trailheads, the parking spaces close to the best trailhead become full very quickly, so it may be better to park at Hokotaté trailhead, which have the largest parking spaces, but from Hokotaté trailhead you have to carry skis and walk on rocky trail for 20 minutes. Hokotaté trailhead is the only place where there is a bathroom, so most hikers who do not ski prefer to start walking from Hokotaté trailhead. Since my car is very small K-class van with yellow license plate, I was able to park at a very small space remaining in proximity to the best trailhead. As you can see, some people are parking their cars on the shoulder of the road. This year, 2026, Mount Chokai has significantly less snow than usual. Last year, I remember the drop between the snow surface and the parking lot was over 6 meters. But this year, the drop is very small. The drop is small enough to climb without difficulty. The west route is a bit complicated. The bushes are dense and form a maze-like paths. For this reason, red tape markers have been placed at important points. It's a good idea to save the coordinates of these locations on your GPS device when you pass them. When you ski down, if you take a wrong trail, you may end up descending to a different spot on the road instead of your parking area. Of course, you can always walk back along the road to your car, so you'll be fine in the end, but walking on the road can be tiring, so it's best to follow the red tape and your GPS device carefully so that you can return to your parked car. The nighttime closure gate closes at 5 p.m. If you miss this time, you won't be able to drive down to the town, so you'll need to sleep in your car at the parking lot and wait for the gate to open at 8 a.m. the next morning. If you have enough time in your schedule, you may want to ignore the 5 p.m. deadline and enjoy skiing at a more relaxed pace. As you can see, this west route is not difficult to hike up. There are no particularly steep slopes, so you can walk up normally with climbing skis. This day was during Golden Week, which is Japan's holiday period in early May, so there were many other backcountry skiers on the mountain. I decided to follow the other skiers. As a result, I ended up going in a slightly unintended direction afterward. I had originally planned to climb to the summit of Mount Chokai, but many other skiers headed for the slopes in the south of Lake Chokai-ko. But anyway, I enjoyed a great variety of skiable slopes provided by the west route. For advanced skiers, I believe this west route, rather than the north route, would be very fun and enjoyable. On the west route, you can see the sea. Since the Japan Sea lies ahead in the skiing direction, you can enjoy skiing as if you are flying straight into the Japan Sea. I should have gone to the climber's left-hand side, but I came here by mistake. As you can see, the slope is very wide. Everywhere is skiable. Since this slope is steep, I attached ski crampons to my skis. Probably this slope is okay, but just in case. Oh! これはすごい。At this point, I realized that I am walking in the wrong direction, so I turned back and decided to go back to the correct direction. This slope was very good, so if you like, you can repeatedly climb and ski this slope many times. That was the wrong direction. I have to go to my destination should be the summit. So I go back and find the route to the summit. This is a very important point. When hiking up, you should aim for this location. I recommend saving the GPS coordinates of this location. Turning left here will take you to Mihama-goya hut. Turning right here will lead you back to the steep slope that I have just skied earlier. Straight ahead is the frozen Chokai Lake. At this location, I detached skis and carried skis with my hands. Alternatively, maybe it is possible to walk along the climber's right-hand side of these rocky areas. This Mihama-goya hut is open only in the middle of summer, which means July and August. This is closed at this season, in spring. Please note that the left-hand side, which is the north slope, is also skiable, but if you ski down in the north direction, you will eventually encounter steep cliff and waterfall. It is 100% impossible to ski down the cliff. Also, the ridge on the skier's left-hand side is unpassable. That means if you ski down in the north, you have to climb back here. You have to climb back to this Mihama-goya hut. So if you are tired, do not ski down for a long distance. Just ski for a short distance for fun. By the way, if you want to go to the summit of Mount Chokai-san, follow the green line on the map, which means walk along the ridge, and when you encounter the ridge of caldera, you have to descend into the caldera by traversing the steep slope. Some people say you need an ice axe and crampons for boots. Therefore, if you want to go to the summit, then the north route is much easier. Please see my other video. If you come here, maybe you want to enjoy skiing a variety of different slopes around the Lake Chokai. On this day, I skied the south side, which is a Lake Chokai-go side. If you ski down in the direction of the lake, you also have to climb back to the ridge. Anyway, the snow condition around here is very good due to the altitude, so you may want to repeatedly ski down and climb back around here if you like. At this point, I attached climbing skins and started to climb back to the ridge. I successfully climbed back to the ridge, and from now I am skiing down toward the junction point, the point that I have mentioned as a very important point. At this junction point, I turned right and went back into the slope in the direction of the parking lot. At this point, I turned left and headed toward the direction of the parking lot. As you can see, on this west route, these bushes that divide the skiable slopes are problems. These bushes make a maze. If you do not turn at the correct point, it may be difficult to go to the desired direction, because the bushes extend long and provide unpassable barricade. Therefore, if you ski this west route, you need a GPS device, and while you are climbing, you may want to store the coordinates of critical branching points. By the way, The snow quality around Lake Chokai was very good, but around here the snow is very dirty and the snow decelerates the skis. I think I should have followed these red tapes. Probably these red tapes lead to the Mihama-goya hut, the mountain hut that I have just visited. And by way of Mihama-goya hut, you can climb to the summit of Chokai-san mountain. So in the morning, I should have followed the red tapes. I failed. From this point, there is no branching point ahead, so all I have to do is just ski down along this trail. This Mount Chokai-san's backcountry is the best place in Japan for skiing in May, in spring. The entire massive mountain can be skied almost like a giant ski resort. There are plenty of wide, perfectly skiable slopes, and because there are so many backcountry skiers, it feels relatively safe. If the weather is good, it's simply the best backcountry skiing experience. There are other famous spring backcountry mountains in Japan, but I believe Mount Chokai-san is the finest of all. The only downside is that it takes about 7 hours from Tokyo. That's really the only problem. Now I have successfully returned back to the parking lot. Next time I ski here, I'd like to spend 2 nights sleeping in the car. I want to arrive and park before 5 p.m. the day before, start hiking 7 a.m. the next morning, and climb all the way to the summit. Then I can take my time skiing down without worrying about a 5 p.m. gate deadline. Of course, if I can go through the gate by 5 p.m., I'd love to stop at a roadside station nearby and enjoy a hot spring bath. Now I returned back to the parking lot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I'm making this kind of backcountry videos introducing backcountry fields in Japan. Thank you for watching.